Hi guys, and welcome back to another Starcraft Remastered replay. Once again we have a all South Korean engagement here on a 4 spawning location map. In the upper left, in the teal, it is constantly, but this is of course Killer, and his opponent here spawning in the lower right. It is HIYA, I believe, as the Zerg. So both players from South Korea. Very recent replay, I believe it was played in 2023. This time Terran versus Zerg. After so many Protoss versus Zerg, I finally decided to cast a Terran versus Zerg. And yeah, we're gonna have a look at their build orders very soon. The Overlord is already out. We have the production tab here in the upper left part, so in case I'm missing something, you can also see the observer tab, high APM for both players. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be an Overlord into either spawning pool or a fast expansion for the Zerg. Let's check the Terran, of course, opening up here with the supply depot to give some protection towards his SCV. Should be followed up with a barracks, and actually many more barracks, given the fact that many Terrans really like to go into those marines with the medics, especially against Zerglings and Mutaliks. So always a nice choice. Many Terrans don't really like to go into mech, into tanks and vultures, even though Flash has shown that this actually works versus Jaedong. But yeah, we're about to find out what this Terran is going to go for. He's already moving out with his SCV. Same can be said here about the Zerg. Both players around the 1 minute and 30-second mark decide to move out and just scout the map to know exactly what their opponents are doing. And it's actually a fast expansion for the Zerg, so no spawning pool first. He's feeling confident, he goes for a fast expansion straight. Let's see where this is going to get him as the scouting continues here on the map. And the Terran looks like he's also wanting to expand here, saving some money, or is he's actually once again moving out? So he really wants to know what exactly his opponent doing. This is very important, of course, in Starcraft, just like in any other strategy games, to know exactly what the opponent is up to, what exactly his strategy is. I believe the Terran fears, of course, a Zergling rush. So in comes the SCV. Should be able to see the expansion, the timing from the expansion by clicking on it, and there is the spawning pool timing. So yeah, now finally he can send the SCV back, and he knows everything. He's going to leave very likely this SCV for a long time here just to check the tier 2 upgrade, as we also have the first marine out here. And I believe the Zerg didn't actually get any vision from the main, from the Terran, but yeah, he should of course think that it will be a expansion, given the fact that he has also expanded, and he's also adding here another hatchery. So it could be an early rush with some Zerglings. This is why this SCV right here is so important for the Terran, just to know what units will be followed up here by this third hatchery, very early third hatchery. So no fast tier 2 upgrade here for the Zerg, straight into this hatchery. SCV even blocking a little bit the ramp here. And let's check the main from the Terran. Still only one barracks, one expansion and a supply depot. And yeah, of course the Terran really likes now to scout the map. He's looking at the timer, very likely still sees no tier 2, but if the Zerg is smart, he actually could even upgrade here his tier 2 into this location, so that would be very sneaky, very nice, as now he finally decides to do it here into this location. The Zerglings are also out, will be or should be able to chase this SCV away and even deal some damage towards him. And yet SCV of course tries to stay as much as possible, because the Zerg could actually even cancel this tier 2 and head straight for massive amounts of Zerglings. Yeah, the SCV buys of course a lot of time, and I believe the tier 2 should finish here. It's already halfway through. So yeah, the SCV is still roaming around. The Terran prepares of course his defenses. Perhaps he's going to add a bunker or two. And the SCV still nicely getting micro here. Very nice job by the Terran. And still no second expansion here for the Zerg, so he might go for an all-in with some Mutalisk. He might try some Hydralisk. It could be a possibility. We're about to find out as the tier 2 is about to get finished. And this is indeed a Hydralisk, and I don't think that SCV has saw this. So we're going into Hydras with Lurkers very likely, as this could be a timing push by the Zerg. Yeah, no second expansion here for him. Actually, he's moving out on the map, and I believe the Terran will go into many more barracks. There it is, more and more barracks are being added. factory should be added, perhaps for some tanks, perhaps for some vultures. And let's have a look, the armory is also up. And Steam is being researched, Weapons 1 is being researched, Lurker upgrade now here for the Zerg. So we are indeed going to be seeing some Lurkers. And the question here for the Terran is, does he have vision? He has still no comset. He does have this engineering base, so he should be able to add some turrets for vision, but he needs to hurry up as 4 Hydras will be already on their way. Lurker upgrade is about to get finished, so interesting timing push we're about to be seeing here from the Zerg. No speed upgrade yet, of course, for those Hydras. As Lurkers, it is going to be here indeed for the Zerg. And now finally the Terran realizes this adds now a comm station and yet another station here. So let's have a look if he's also be adding some turrets. Really soon. Some Zerglings actually do make it here forward with speed, and they will be able to see, perhaps even they're going to be able to snipe one SCV or two. But yeah, Stim is also up here for the Terran, so he should be fine. At the same time we have another counter here, so nice timing push, nice split here by the Zerg, trying to deal some damage. But yeah, he does snipe one SCV or two, but in the end this will be very likely cleared very soon by the Terran. Yes, but 2 SCVs nevertheless have fallen, so nice job here by the Zerg, dealing the first damage, as we do have 30 workers versus the 24. The Zerg, however, loses a worker whenever he makes a building. At the same time we see the Lurkers in the middle of the map. More and more Zerglings are getting added, and even an expansion now into this location. So the timing push is about to start. The Terran tries to move out with his units, but he's very likely going to be intercepted by the Zerglings very soon and by the Lurkers. So he needs to regroup, he needs to be careful not to take splash damage. Quite an interesting move. He needs to split those Marines in the end. Some good shots. One Lurker has been killed, some Zerglings have fallen here as well. So a nice micro by the Terran. But the Zerg now pretty much in control of the map, not allowing the Terran to move out, only with some scans perhaps. And I believe the Terran is very likely going to transition perhaps into one tank or two. We're about to find out, either that or split his troops. He will add a bunker now, a defensive bunker into this location. No, actually does have some turrets here in the back, but yeah, very hard to move out against so many Lurkers. And let's have a look. Is he indeed going for a factory? Yes, indeed, factory, and perhaps it's going to be a starport later on too, to have a science vessel to get vision against those Lurkers. So yeah, the Zerg pretty much in control now, just moving all his units all around the map, seeing everything now, knows exactly what to do. And I believe he's going to either expand once again. We did see a scan, but yeah, the Terran doesn't feel confident into walking into so many Lurkers. 3 Lurkers in position, and also the Zerglings are backing them up. 0-0 upgrades. The Terran should have 1-0. Yes, there it is. And we even see the armor upgrade now being done. We do have now a great scan, and the Zerg actually deciding to move back as the Terran frees himself. He's also moving out here into this location, so he tried a nice surround, and now he could even intercept those Zerglings. A nice pincer maneuver here by the Terran. Some Zerglings will take some damage, but there are Lurkers into this location, so yeah, the Zerg should be finding again more and more Lurkers here in the middle of the map. So the Terran is taking more and more damage, as he might even get surrounded by the Zerglings. So quite an interesting move. The Terran, however, splits his troops, and now his troops are getting a little bit surrounded. The medics are doing a great job healing the units, but so much damage has been taken, and also Stim takes down the HP from the Marines. So yeah, the Terran still moving out, still bringing in reinforcements from the back. Needs to heal up his Marines as the Lurkers are moving slowly but steadily forward. And yeah, now I believe that Terran is going to wait for his reinforcements to move here forward, to regroup, and perhaps he's going to launch an attack, but the Lurkers are of course waiting already for him. And more Lurkers are actually getting pumped out here by the Zerg, as he's of course thinking that there's not that many scans available. Only one scan goes out. Second Lurker has fallen here as well. The third will very likely fall as well, and now the Zerg in a little bit of trouble as the Terran just keeps on pushing forward, snapping more and more units. Lurkers take more and more damage. He tries of course to surround. At the same time there's another move out here with Marines into the expansion point, and is there another scan available? The Terran tries of course to micro his units to buy as much time as possible for his other task force into this location, but the lurker was here in position and took out all of those marines. So the Zerg nicely thinking about any possibility here, holds his ground. This one lurker, I believe, had so many kills. Yes, indeed, 7 kills for him. So a good job here by the Zerg defending this ramp with one lurker. Nicely done. And not that many scans now available for the Terran, so he has to play it a little bit defensively. Either that or he's going to add a science vessel. Actually, no, double dropship. Interesting choice here for him. Science facility is up, but we do have double dropship gameplay here by him. And more barracks are getting added. So I believe his next target is going to be very likely this expansion point with his dropships. Interesting enough, he's destroying his turrets perhaps to create more space for those gas mining SCVs. And yeah, the dropships are out. The Terran is moving out. He needs to be careful though, there are lurkers in the front. What exactly is he going to be doing? No Scourges, of course, no Spire available for the Zerg, but this expansion right here is really exposed. However, I believe the Terran should also add a turret or two, just in case the Zerg wishes to attack. And let's see, does he go for some tanks? No, it's still science vessels with marines and medics for him. Scan goes out, sees now everything, and the dropships are still staying here at home, perhaps waiting for more and more. But we do actually see, like I told you, the Zerg has units all over the map just in case the Terran decides to move out. And we might see a move out here now with the science vessels in the front. We might see irradiate being used, or what exactly are his plans. He's actually moving here forward with his dropships, 2 of them. Will he add more dropship? No, he's heading straight for more science vessel as he's moving out. But there was a Zergling here. Yes, indeed, there he is. And the question is he going to be seeing this move out? I believe not, but there's another Zergling here. So the Zerg very smart with his placement here by the Zerglings. And I believe a radiator will be used now very soon against all of the lurkers. As here, in come the Scourge, so the Terran player might lose a dropship, sadly for him. He tried to drop a couple of units, but now the second wave of Scourges is coming in. This will of course be shut down. At the same time, the Terran just moves now forward. Sadly for him, his dropship harassment did not make any difference here. Sadly, he did lose quite a large amount of those marines and the medivacs as well, so he's trying of course now to move out. But I believe the Zerg in a very good position now with his lurkers in the front. He's trying to chase him away. At the same time, he's trying to irradiate these lurkers. It's so hard with so many lurkers on the ground. Let's have a look what exactly his plans are now. He's a little bit behind the Zerg, pretty much in control of the map. If you look at the mini-map, and finally we do see some science vessel irradiate going out, but will it be enough? So many lurkers waiting here at the front. At the same time, some some Zerglings are moving out. Only 0 to 1 upgrades. Let's check the Terran really quick. 1-1, as he should be able to clear this out, but he will also take massive amounts of splash damage, where the lurkers doing a great job versus the Terran. In the end, it's going to be cleared, but lots and lots of damage being taken, as now the Terran all of a sudden feels confident. He has to snipe the lurkers and he should be okay. But we do have a Defiler with Dark Swarm now. The Zerg, of course, with his latest magical attacks now. Dark Swarm once again being used, as the Marines will sadly not deal any damage towards those Zerglings. And yeah, this will eventually get cleared by the Zerg. So yeah, the Defiler adding more and more of that energy. He is being irradiated. Perhaps he's going to try to add another Dark Storm here, as the Zerg is moving more and more forward. At the same time, the Zerg decides to take this location in the upper left, upper right part. And yeah, an interesting game, a very aggressive move out now by the Zerg. The Terran holds his ground, but there is Dark Storm, so there won't be any damage taken by the lurkers. Only irradiate will very likely take them out, as the Marines have fallen and the Firebats here as well. So hard game now here for the Terran, as the Zerg pretty much in control, and it's really hard to out micro those lurkers with that splash damage. So he has to stay behind. Perhaps he's going to try once again a move out with the dropship, but yeah, as you can see on the minimap, great control here for the Zerg. Even some Scourges now being added. More and more Zerglings are pulling forward. The lurkers do get defended. And yeah, are we going to be seeing some Mutalisk? It could be an option, as a small group of the Terrans are moving here out, but the reinforcements are just pouring in, and the Defiler looks like it's going to make a difference here for the Zerg with the Dark Swarm. And yeah, there's also adrenaline here for the Zerg, so they're dealing massive amounts of damage, but the Zerg slowly but steadily moves more and more forward, keeps on attacking, and now even 2 lurkers are here into a great position. Another Defiler Dark Swarm has been added, and yeah, more and more damage is being taken by the Terran now, so yeah, the comp set is very likely going to fall, and a huge wave of Zerglings once again with lurkers being brought forward. What exactly does the Terran have? Not that much supply being left. His expansion, his only expansion actually here, is taking damage. Really hard game for him. At the same time, his reinforcements are being intercepted, the lurkers are bored, Zerglings do fall, but in the end the science vessels get saved. However, sadly for him, the lurkers are dealing quite some great damage towards this comp set, and at the same time we do see actually the SCV nicely getting repaired by a Medi, but there's reinforcements pouring forward. Really great job here by the Zerg. Massive amounts of splash damage now being dealt against the Terran. He has to repair, he has to uplift, and yeah, the reinforcements pouring forward will very likely get snapped very soon by the lurkers. So hard game. He tries to counter, he tries to kill this expansion, but the Zerg also had one here in the upper part, so in the end that has been killed as well, so could be still a comeback from the Terran. The problem for him is that his only expansion is going to fall here, and his main is pretty much dry out, so hard game here for the Terran. As soon as the units will walk down the ramp, they will take damage out of those lurkers, so very hard for him. He still has some dropship, he still has some units out. There are however lurkers with Defiler, Dark Swarm, and the Scourges even try to get some good connections. And yeah, the problem now for the Terran, he has to regroup, he has to somehow find the strength, perhaps to go into the recent established expansion point. The lurkers are moving forward with the Dark Swarm spreading to the production tabs here for the Terran. At the same time, we do have a counter attack here with fire bats in the front, and this could be a great move here by the Terran. Finally, this be the turning point as he's attacking now the hatcheries here from the Zerg, and now the Zerg all of a sudden seems to be in trouble. Tries of course to counter with some lurkers. At the same time, there is a move out here, but let's see, some units are being still produced, so still anyone's game. We see however a huge army move out with lots and lots of Zerglings, so the Zerg really wants to finish the game as he's moving forward, but there's a lurker here, there's one that needs to be bored very soon. We see all the Zerglings make their way forward here towards the production tabs by the Terran. And yeah, whose game is it going to be here? The Terran still has some money, still has some firebats with medics, but in the end I believe, yes indeed, it was just way too much here for the Zerg, so making the Terran tap out. In the end, a nice move here by the Terran, but his dropship harassment sadly didn't work out, and with that he was already sadly behind, as the lurkers just dealt very good splash damage. Perhaps some tanks would have been a nice idea for the Terran, but yeah, tanks are a little bit slow. They are good versus lurkers, but a little bit slow. Let's check the stats really quick. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right. Interesting game here in between the two pros from South Korea. Yeah, hope you guys once again enjoyed. Like I said, I'm going to try to be as active as possible on the channel. We are going to be seeing each other in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.